God, the sun is bright down here in Florida, but it's cold, cold, cold. Listen to me. Welcome to another edition of Vanguard K9's puppy training advice and consultation. It is sunny right now in Florida, but it is cold in Florida. That don't sound right. It is freezing cold, but the sun is beaming on my head. We can't win for lose right now, Florida. Anyway, hello, Vanguardians out there in dog training land. I am the Grand Master, Vonder Muff. Think I'm going to change my whole kennel name. I think I'm going to change it all up. I've been contemplating this for a while. I want y'all to know this is Ulysses Muff Kennels. This is Ulysses Muff Training. We finna cut the Vanguard all the way out. So I'm here to tell y'all about the number one dog training mistake. And I've always recognized it when watching people train their dogs for obedience or protection. You know, I've always recognized it uh, when dealing with my clients. And no matter how much I try to help others recognize this mistake by modeling it with my dog, or I'll say, hey, let me hold the leash and let me show you how to do this. I'm not sure if I'm not conveying the message right, or people just get offended because they feel like the way they're training a dog is probably the correct way to do it, and I'm telling them something wrong. I'm trying to block this sun a little bit. I don't know if the screen got darker or whatever, but so I want to say this. Now, this listen to me because I'm not standing in front of a dog to be able to model this for you. Now watch. If you tell the dog to sit, sit boo boo, sit Thor, sit Johnny, sit Zeus. If Zeus does not sit, you say, oh, sit. Normally, no, if you have a treat in the beginning of basic, you kind of like take the item away behind your back and say no, or you draw back a little bit, no. So the dog tries to figure out, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And then you say, sit again. Soon as the dog sit, immediately, not a second later, soon as the dog rear end touch the ground, what do you say? Good sit. That's a good sit. Good sit, Zeus. See that? Now you tell the dog, down. Down, Zeus. Soon as Zeus hit the ground, immediately, not no long dogs can't remember after 3 seconds. That's too long. One, two, three. He's missed it. So if you say down, Zeus, soon as he goes down, you say, good down. That's a good down, Zeus. I'm watching people train their dogs, and never do they tell the dog what he's doing. Never do they say good down or good sit or nothing. They never tell the dog what he just did and say that's good for doing that. They'll say sit. They're quick to say. I've seen a lot of people that they are quick to say no, 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 no. Sit, 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 sit. That's too. That's too much. That's too many times. One time, no, jerk the leash, or no, and stand still, ignore, sit. Good sit. That's a good sit. Down. Good down. Good. That's a good down. Every time the dog does something, you need to tell the dog that's good and tell him what he just did. If you do that, I promise you, if you begin training today and the date say tomorrow was tomorrow is February 1st, 2019. If you start tomorrow, at the end of February, and it probably doesn't go that far, I don't know if this is leap year or whatever, 28 days, 30 days, 31 days. At the end of February, when you tell that dog to do something, this dog is going to have a bond and connection with you. And the trust, like I talked about trust yesterday, the dog is going to believe in you and know exactly what you're talking about. But if you do not tell the dog what he done, and if you don't praise the dog for what he did, how can you expect a dog to react fast? Oh, my dog doesn't react fast. What are you doing when he does do it? What kind of reaction are you giving him when he does what you ask of him or ask of her? So you're not praising the dog, you're not telling the dog what has done, and you're not saying yes. You're not saying good. You're not giving triggers of reward. Yes, even if you have a treat. Yes, yes, treat. Yes, good. You see? So we fail to praise the dog and tell the dog what he's doing, but we're quick to tell the dog, no, 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 don't, no, sit, no. What's up with all the no's and no yes and good? And no matter how many times you tell people this, and it's not to attack anyone, they still don't do it. It's just they believe that whatever they're doing is right. How do you get your dog to do this and he looks so well doing it? There's the answer. There's the answer. If any of I praise any of you for doing what you do, you're gonna do it again. If I praise and give a reward with that praise and tell you what you just did, you're gonna keep doing it. Well, well, that's what you're missing. Praising and telling the dog he or she just done. In order to get the dog to continue to like this say that desired behavior. You want to see that desired behavior and the dog start, you know, exhibiting these behaviors without you even telling him? Praise him. Give him a treat for doing it. And watch the dog start doing it on his own. He'll run up to you and start getting in a sit position. He'll run up to you and start going in a down position. He might even jump in a heel if you're teaching him heel. Oh, and as soon as he does, you didn't even have to tell him, that's a good heel. That's a good heel. Or that's a good sit. When he come up to you and just sit on his own, that's a good sit. You have to be thinking about the dog the whole time you train. When a dog run up to you and does something, tell him, don't talk to no neighbor about no newspaper and no Donald Trump what they got going on. My dog in the sit position. Oh, that's a good sit. Oh, good boy. That's a good sit. He'll sit down. He'll sit. He'll come and sit. That's a good boy. Yeah. Okay. What? Oh yeah. Donald Trump. They're doing a pretty good job. Leave Donald Trump alone. As long as he ain't bothering me, I ain't worried about it. Okay. Yeah. Good sit. And get off that real quick. Whenever you pull that dog out, it's always about the dog. It's not about what everybody else going on around them. You trying to connect with your dog. You're trying to build a communication line between your dog. You're trying to build trust with your dog. You're trying to build respect with your dog. You're trying to achieve a goal with your dog. And if you're not thinking about the dog and you're not trying to teach yourself how to control the dog, then you can't expect to get those kind of results. And you can't expect your dog to be trained or perform on the level of these other dogs that you're seeing online. Because that person may have got the message themselves. It's never the dog, it's always us. It's something we're doing wrong. I am Grandmaster Ulysses Muff, the world's greatest puppy imprinter with some of the world's greatest working puppies. And of course, the world's greatest friends. That's you, Vanguardians. Hey, until the next time, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the red button below, subscribe, share the videos with others like us around the world who desire information and can't afford the information. I now train dogs, so don't call me asking me for information if you're not a Patreon or not supporting the production of these videos. If you want your dog training, you live in the local Jacksonville area, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and dial 904-450-3339 or visit the website at www.vanguardk9.com. And until the next time, happy training.